That information came direct from Meghan's ex-husband, Trevor Engelson, via an intermediary. And obviously Trevor Engelson is a very successful TV producer. He now has his own family. He's very happy.
Oh my gosh. You will not believe what I'm about to tell you about Meghan Markle and her past. For like 10 years, Trevor Engelson, her ex-husband, stayed totally quiet like a shadow in the back. Nobody knew anything about him, and she tried so hard to erase him from her story, thinking everyone would just forget. But of course, secrets don't stay hidden forever.
Moment where Megyn Kelly reveals that Meghan Markle married for money, that she planned it all from the beginning, and the vision board with Prince Harry on it was revealed to her.
And now the one guy who actually knew Meghan before all the royal stuff, before the cameras and before all those I Was Silenced interviews is finally talking. And what he said is totally shocking. Back in 2011, Meghan Markle was just a small-time actress on Suits. Nobody cared about her. She wasn't on magazine covers or giving lectures about kindness. She was just trying to make it in Hollywood.
And Markle, it's been a while since we've talked about the Duchess. She appeared on a Friends podcast this week, a woman who's even more annoying than Meghan. Her name is Jamie Kern-Lima. And here, the whole thing is just so painful. I've just picked one.
And there was Trevor Engelson, a Hollywood producer who really believed in Meghan before anyone else did. After dating for 7 years, they got married in Jamaica. In a chill, sunny wedding with friends and family, for most people, that would be the start of forever. But for Meghan, it was just another step on her way up. 2 years later, as her career was finally taking off, she suddenly filed for divorce, saying irreconcilable differences. And Trevor was left stunned, saying nothing. And the craziest part is...
talks about just what a incredible work ethic she has.
My gosh, I work so hard, and I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard.
Meghan has spent years trying to wipe this part of her life away. You will see she barely ever talks about Trevor in interviews. In her Oprah chat, nothing comes up in her Netflix show, not even a hint of the man she once promised forever to. She cleaned her past up real good, but of course the past has a way of coming back now. Trevor is finally speaking out, and people are saying he shared a crazy story from their home that totally crushed the idea of Meghan as some humble, down-to-earth partner. Instead, it showed a woman who cared too much about control appearances and always getting what she wanted.
I think must just be grueling, writing social media captions, deciding what she's going to wear, being a mum. Prue, it's too much for me. There's only small doses of...
This was not the sweet, misunderstood Duchess Meghan everyone thinks she was. This was Meghan the perfectionist. Meghan, the manipulator Meghan, the one who always put her image before real feelings. It was the kind of home moment that leaves marks not from violence, but because it shows who someone really is when no one is watching for Trevor. It was a wake-up call for Meghan. It was a secret she hoped would never come out.
So that is enough to make you go to the toilet. I've got to say, it is revolting. That woman is just something else. So he's made his bed.
Oh my gosh, you will not believe how deep this Meghan Markle story really goes. Things just get crazier, because now Trevor Engelson, her ex-husband, is finally breaking his 10-year silence. And let me tell you, for a whole decade, he said nothing. He could have made a fortune during her rise to fame, when she became a duchess, gone to tabloids, written books, done interviews. But he didn't. He lived his own life, built his career, remarried, had kids, and just let Meghan dominate the headlines. That silence was her biggest shield. She relied on it to control the story, be the victim, and make everyone believe she was the one, silenced. But the moment Trevor spoke, all of that protection fell apart. Unlike her arranged relatives or opportunistic critics, Trevor is real. He lived with her, loved her, married her, and that makes his voice the one she fears the most. So how did Meghan react? People close to Montecito say she was furious, not just annoyed. Totally furious for a woman who micromanages every photo, every press release, every scripted sob story. The idea of Trevor lifting the curtain is catastrophic. This isn't Piers Morgan firing off insults. This isn't Samantha Markle writing another tell-all. This is the ex-husband, the man who knows things. No PR team can spin. She has always played offense, suing tabloids, silencing critics, cutting ties with anyone who challenges her. But Trevor is different. She can't sue him for telling the truth. She can't smear him as irrelevant. His silence was her armor. His words are her undoing. And when you look closer, Trevor's story isn't just about one bad marriage. It fits a bigger pattern. Meghan has left behind a trail of broken relationships. Her father, Thomas Markle, who says she cut him off after years of supporting her. Her half-sister, Samantha, who accuses her of rewriting history. Even longtime friends whisper that Meghan uses people until they are no longer useful. Trevor's revelations don't exist in a vacuum. They validate what so many others have hinted at for years. Meghan's story is not one of betrayal against her. It's one of betrayal committed by her. The Duchess who claims to be the silenced victim may in fact be the one silencing others, discarding them and climbing over them to get to the top. And let's not forget the Hollywood angle. Meghan has always claimed the royal family silenced her. Britain never understood her. But the truth is, her reputation in Hollywood was already set, long before she met Prince Harry insiders in Los Angeles. Reportedly never bought her reinvention as the oppressed Duchess. In fact, many have whispered for years that Meghan was known for being ambitious, difficult, and at times ruthless. So when Trevor finally spoke, Hollywood wasn't shocked. It was vindicated. They already knew, they had seen the way she moved, the people she left behind, the relentless focus on status. Meghan might be able to play the victim on Netflix, but everyone who knows her story already saw the real side of her. And this just shows that no amount of PR spin or scripted interviews can hide the truth forever. And the fact that Trevor waited 10 years to speak only makes it hit harder. Because he lived it, loved her, and married her, and that makes his words carry so much weight. And now Meghan has to deal with the fallout of a life she tried to control, while Trevor finally has his say, and the world is watching every detail of a past she wanted buried, coming back to remind everyone that the Duchess is not always who she claims to be. Oh wow, in Hollywood, where reputations really stick, Trevor's revelations just confirmed what a lot of people already suspected. And the timing makes it even crazier. Meghan filed for divorce from Trevor in 2013, right when her role on Suits was growing and her career was finally taking off. The timing couldn't have been colder after almost 10 years together. Trevor was left shocked at how fast Meghan tossed their marriage aside, just as fame and opportunity came knocking. This wasn't just a breakup. It was a calculated move. And if you look at Meghan's life since then, the pattern is chilling. Relationships that don't serve her, ambitions, get ended, cut off, or rewritten for Trevor. The timing wasn't just painful. It was a brutal lesson in what Meghan puts first: her career, her image, herself. And now the narrative flips. Meghan has spent years telling the world she was silenced, painting herself as a victim of the press, of the monarchy of racism, of everything. But Trevor's words destroy that story. They don't show her as the silenced one. They show her as the one controlling the story, silencing others, pulling the strings. It's ironic, isn't it? The woman who says she was silenced is the same one who benefited from Trevor's silence for years. And now that silence is gone, the victim mask starts to slip when the ex-husband contradicts the Duchess. Who do you believe? The man who stayed quiet for 10 years? Or the woman who built a whole brand on constant complaints, and the final blow is just coming, making everyone see a side of Meghan that the headlines have never shown. Oh my gosh. You will not believe how deep this Meghan Markle story really goes, and how everything is finally coming to light. The timing is wild because Meghan is not at the height of her fame anymore. She's not the newlywed Duchess with the world at her feet. It's 2025, and the cracks are showing. Her brand is slipping. Her deals are shrinking. Her popularity is lower than ever since stepping down from royal duties. And that is why Trevor Engelson, finally speaking, hit so hard for 10 years. He said nothing. He could have made a fortune during her rise to fame, become a duchess, gone to tabloids, written books, done interviews. But he didn't. He lived his life, built his career, remarried, had kids, and let Meghan dominate the headlines. His silence was her armor. She counted on it to control the story, be the victim, and stay the silenced one. But now the shield is gone, the sympathy is gone, and Trevor's words hit like a hammer on already cracked glass. 10 years of silence shattered Trevor Engelson. The man Meghan thought would stay in the shadows forever has finally spoken. And with just a few revelations, he's done what? Tabloids. The royal family and even her arranged relatives never cookies cut right through the heart of Meghan's carefully built image. This isn't just another headline. This is devastating because Trevor isn't an outsider. He's not a bitter commentator. He's the man who married her, lived with her, loved her before the crown, before the cameras, before the global Duchess branding, and that makes him the one voice Meghan can't dismiss. Now the world has to ask, who is the real Meghan Markle? Is she the silenced victim she claims to be, or is she the manipulator? Trevor's revelations suggest a woman who discards people, rewrites history, and controls the story at any cost. Public opinion is shifting. The cracks are undeniable. Hollywood isn't buying the act. The public is losing patience. And with every failed deal, every botched project, and now Trevor's voice joining the chorus, Meghan's empire looks more fragile than ever. And if you look back, it's not just about her marriage to Trevor, it fits a bigger pattern. Relationships that don't serve her ambitions get ended, cut off, or rewritten. Her father, Thomas Markle, says she cut him off after years of support. Her half-sister, Samantha, accuses her of rewriting history. Even longtime friends whisper that Meghan uses people until they are no longer useful. Trevor's revelations validate what many have suspected. Meghan may claim to be silenced, but she is often the one silencing others, discarding them and climbing over them to get to the top, and Hollywood always knew. Insiders say her reputation was set long before Harry. She was ambitious, difficult, and sometimes ruthless. So when Trevor spoke, Hollywood wasn't shocked. It was vindicated. They already saw the way she moved, the people she left behind, the relentless focus on status. Meghan might play the victim on Netflix, but everyone who knows her story already saw the real side of her, and now the timing makes it even more devastating. Her role on Suits was expanding her career, taking off. She filed for divorce after almost a decade together, leaving Trevor stunned. Her calculated moves show a pattern. Timing wasn't just painful, it was a lesson in her priorities. Career first image. First Meghan. First, she painted herself as the victim of the press, the monarchy of racism, of everything under the sun. But Trevor's words destroy that story, showing her as the one pulling strings, controlling the narrative, silencing others. It's ironic, the woman who claims to be silenced is the same one who benefited from Trevor's silence for years. And now that mask is slipping when the ex-husband contradicts the Duchess. Who do you believe? The man who stayed quiet for 10 years? Or the woman who built a whole brand on complaints? And now the world is watching every detail of a past she tried to control, coming back to show everyone the Duchess is not always who she claims to be. Meghan has spent years avoiding this reckoning. But once the silence is broken, there is no putting the genie back in the bottle. Her carefully crafted image is cracking. The public is noticing Hollywood isn't impressed. And with every failed deal, every botched project, and now Trevor's voice joining the chorus, her empire looks more fragile than ever. So tell me, do you believe Trevor Engelson's account is Meghan's image, finally collapsing under the weight of her past? Or is this just another attack on a woman who walked away from the royals? Hit like if you think breaking 10 years of silence matters. Share with someone who has followed Meghan from the start, and subscribe, because now that Trevor has spoken, you can bet more voices will follow. This is just the beginning of the reckoning Meghan has tried to avoid, and once the silence is broken, there is no turning back. The real story is finally out, and everyone is watching to see what happens next. So if you want to keep up with all the juicy updates and never miss the real tea, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the Bella Breaks Down, and turn on the bell so you are always the first to know when the next bombshell drops.